Welcome to this special presentation of Investing in Psychedelics, brought to you by the Canadian Securities Exchange in partnership with CFN Media.
I'm Anil Mall with the Canadian Securities Exchange. Today, I am talking to Mr. Derrick Welsh. Derrick is the founder of Psilocin Pharma, and he will be participating in the Canadian Securities Exchange and CFN Media's virtual conference that talks about investing in psychedelics and the space as a whole. So I'd like to welcome Derrick Welsh to talk to us a little bit about Psilocin Pharma. Derrick, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for asking.
Great. So why don't we start off? Why don't you talk to our audience a little bit about Psilocin Pharma, what you guys do?
So I'll just give you a bit of background. I got started in the cannabis industry a number of years ago, and we developed a lot of formulations around rapid onset, around time-released formulations for different products for different states. We saw a lot of parallels between the cannabis industry and the upcoming psychedelics, and that's when we jumped into the opportunity to develop formulations and develop products that could potentially be used for research down the road. And during this development time, we came across Michael, and we found some synergies between Revive and Psilocin Pharma, and Michael acquired us. And now what we're doing is we're really focused heavily on doing the research, doing the parts of this that are going to be considered when it comes time for drug initiatives and clinical trials. Doing the hard work is what's important right now, doing the preclinical work, doing the R&D and development of each one of the products, and ensuring that we have the correct formulations, we have the right molecules in the right place to give our user the experience of a rapid onset formulation, or to give our user the experience of a time-released formulation. These things are all very, very important when it comes to servicing a market for whether it be anxiety, depression, drug addiction, or any of the other things that psychedelics are really being looked to right now to treat. We're really happy and really excited with the relationship that we have with Madison, Wisconsin University. These guys, Christian, that Michael spoke about earlier, they're fantastic. They are doing the hard work to get us through to the level that we need to be at to be able to put a drug forward. And it's this time that's really valuable to us that, you know, we can really show and demonstrate progress in the market. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I had it on mute there. I know you had mentioned that you had your start within the cannabis space. What made you so bullish on the psychedelic space and kind of use that as a shift?
Yeah. We've seen a paradigm shift in how people want to treat their illness or ailment. We've seen a big shift away from a lot of the pharmaceutical drugs that are out there to something that is more naturally sourced and naturally derived. And I can't think of something more naturally derived than fungus. This stuff was on the earth long before we were ever here. And now we can actually start taking advantage of the science and technology we have today to parallel that research.
Perfect. What about your team? I would imagine that you guys have a lot of expertise behind some of this research that you guys are doing and putting out there. You want to talk to our audience a little bit about the team that you have?
Our research team is fantastic. We have a number of individuals at the University of Madison, like Christian, who have an extreme level of education when it comes to development and R&D. We have a great pedigree with the University of Madison, Wisconsin. We've worked with them in the past. We've worked with them on a number of other projects in the CBD space. And now we're working with them again on psilocybin and the psychedelic space. Better to go where you've been before than to try and establish a new pedigree with somebody else.
Yeah. What about some of your, obviously you mentioned that you've been acquired, so Psilocin Pharma has been acquired by Revive. What are some of the other milestones that our audience can read up on and look out for in the coming weeks, months?
You can look forward to the completion of modular projects. I can't go, but in the coming months, we're going to be able to give the audience something more visual to see. It's one thing to talk about a breath strip. It's another thing to say, hey, here is a breath strip.
No, I get it. I'm looking forward to learning more about both of your companies, both Revive as well as Psilocin Pharma, as part of our virtual Investing in Psychedelics initiative that we've put together. Again, for our audience members listening and watching, it's June the 17th. It's a free event. Feel free to sign up. You'll hear from not only the players within the space, but some of the up and coming companies that are moving products and research forward within the psychedelic space. Again, I would like to thank both, I would like to thank you, Derrick Welsh, for joining us. Where can some of our audience members find out about Psilocin Pharma and what you guys do?
As Michael had described, there's a lot of third-party writers putting out some news about us and the advancements that we're making. You can look to LinkedIn as well as look at Facebook for updates. We do try and get them out as much as possible, but we're focused on the work, not necessarily the news.
Perfect. Well, we look forward to having both of you gents on our panels as part of our initiative and learning a lot more about this space. So thank you for taking the time to educate us a little bit on what's happening, what the benefits of psychedelics are. And I look forward to watching and hearing both of you on June the 17th.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gents.